Good morning. It's hot and muggy today, but I decided to sit outside for a few minutes because I saw a deer yesterday and it was too fast for me to grab my camera and record. So I'm waiting to see if I can see it again. You hear those cicadas? They're so loud. All kinds of bugs right now. But got my witch mug again. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I see it. We have had tons of hummingbirds. I just made some food to replenish, give them some fresh food. But it's been crazy. We've had so many. I love hummingbirds. They're so cute. Hopefully you can see that. Aren't they adorable? No deer, but look at the mourning doves. We got our oven. It's so nice. I love it. A griddle. And the bottom is a broiler, which is neat. And I treated myself to a Bride of Frankenstein t-shirt on Prime Day. It's gonna be a good day. We are headed out again. We're going to the shops at Rivergate South in Charlotte, specifically to go to a Kirklands store to see if they have the ghost painting. It's a ghost painting with holding a candle that's lit up. So we want to see if they have that there. Haley's been looking for it, and she doesn't want to order it without seeing it first. She doesn't want to buy it without seeing it first. So that's what we're going to do today, and probably look at whatever other shops are in the area. Maybe. We did hit TJ Maxx and Homegoods, I think it was, in Concord the other day. And they didn't have too many things that we haven't seen already, so I didn't bother filming. But I will show you if, we get anything, and maybe I'll take some video. We'll see what happens. I'm not on the hunt for anything. I think I got pretty much everything I wanted this year so far already. But I always end up seeing something that I didn't know I needed. So we'll see. We'll see. So what did I see when we first walked in? The pumpkin diorama that I loved at HomeSense. And they actually had 3 of them. Then they had these huge stacks of pumpkins with ghosts, which were really cool. And then they had these little these little things that kids can stand behind and have their picture taken, which was so cute. A little zombie and a witch cat. And they had more witches and Martha ghosts, big stacks of candles. Pretty much lots of stuff that we've seen before in the other stores. There were a few new things. Like, I don't remember that white pumpkin with the little bird, if that's what that is. And the headless horseman down there. And they also had the jack-o'-lantern copper kettles, all different sizes, which those are really cute. And then this candy holder dish thing with the jack-o'-lantern and the skeleton hands, which is adorable. And gnomes hiding here and there. And then that pumpkin looks like a witch face to me. And cute little ghost, felt ghost. And they did have lots of cakes here, here and there, like, all through the aisles. And the disco skeletons and disco pumpkins are back. Then they had these candlestick holders that were cool. They were kind of like crystally looking, pink and clear. And the terracotta pumpkins were here too, which are really neat looking. Haley thought it was a planter, but it didn't have a hole at the bottom. Then we have more of these little characters that kids can stand behind, the skeleton and the ghost. And then we saw this wraith, and we saw this in Concord too. It was a wraith bust, and I tried to look to see how much it was, but I didn't see the price. I could have sworn it was $99 in the other store, but I'm not positive. But it is really cool looking. Right next to a fancy witch. And they had some cute little figures here. And I did like this snake hourglass. I thought that was really cool looking. I should have flipped it over, but I didn't. But it really looked neat. Right next to a Frankenstein gnome. Then these cute little colorful ghosts, which really could be used for Summerween. And they had some little ghost pillows, which were adorable. The knockoff Pottery Barn one. And, oh, I didn't even notice the mummy. And we loved this broom parking sign. I don't think we've seen this one before, and I'm pretty sure that was $100. Do I check the price here? Yes, I checked the price. Yep, $99.99. But I think that was pretty worth it. And more Martha pumpkins, which are nice. And they had a lot of mirrors in this Homegoods. Not the Martha Ghost mirror, but the Christian Siriano mirrors. When I say these shelves were packed, I'm not even kidding. There was so much stuff. Like, it was hard to look at everything. All ghosts hidden behind things, and another wraith bust. And they did have quite a few wicker pieces. They had them in this section and another section. And I liked these moon and star pumpkins that were terracotta. Alien with a bow. And I think that's Maleficent. Pretty sure. Another black swan. We've seen that in the other store. And I thought that was neat, the wooden pumpkin. I don't remember seeing that. And this bat wicker tray was pretty neat. Some wicker ghosts. They had all kinds of pretty pumpkins in this section that could be used for probably either, both Summerween and fall. And they had some ghosts that said, "Be my boo," with a heart balloon, which could be used for Halloween if you decorate for that. Those are really cute. And a witch hat. And then they had a Martha ghost, a small one. I think we saw a bigger one in Marshall's last week. Deadly Nightshade bottle from Nightmare Before Christmas. And they did have that candelabra with the bats that we saw at HomeSense. And another white candelabra that we didn't see with skulls and bats. Then we see some witches' hands holding a dish, and a little house back there, and the wicker bat. And a skeleton contemplating on his books. And here's a close-up of that Martha ghost. It had a little bit of dirt on it, on the top of its head. Then we have some Frankenstein busts and a spooky countdown, a countdown to spooky. And a creepy coffee cup in felt. Then this cute little witch's hat house. That was adorable. They had more of those witches candlestick holders, witches' hands. And we had never seen this before. I'm really not sure what to call her, but she was really cool looking, kind of vintagey. I don't know if she's supposed to be an alien or what. Just a goth girl. And the witch's hands with a bowl, and they actually had two of those goth girl type things. And another cake, some creepy metal bugs. I loved this pumpkin stool. It's so cute. And on this section, I had only seen Cookie Monster before in a jack-o'-lantern, but they had all kinds of characters on this end cap. It was so cute. It was Disney, like Sesame Street. Then they had a lot of really cute ceramic pieces, candy dishes, containers, mugs. Well, they had a few mugs. They didn't have tons of mugs. This weird little jack-o'-lantern man and a Winnie the Pooh cookie jar. Lots of Hello Kitty mixed in. And Nightmare Before Christmas. Cute little ghost dishes. And some more little characters in ceramic. I really liked this Snoopy mug. That was cute. And Haley loved these Hello Kitty Halloween cups. They were plastic. She almost bought them. Then they had these cool ceramic houses. And some really cool teacups and plates, cookie jars, and this little ceramic ghost holding a kitty. And lots of Hello Kitty on this end. And then they had lots of towels that we've seen before. And some we haven't. And we hadn't seen these the ghost bowl and a pitcher. Little ghosts on them and the wine glass. They had tons of blankets, and I didn't see any that we haven't seen before. So I didn't really take a good close-up of them, or I didn't really pull them out. And they had some cute soap dispensers for the bathroom. Lots of pillows in this section. And more blankets. And this little Summerween ghost with a bow and flowers. Yeah, they had quite a few pillows. I really like the sweater material pillows. Those are really neat. And I do have one from a few years ago. And they had another Martha ghost. And this was on the way out. They had a little section on the way out. And Haley had been saying that people were looking for this pumpkin with the ghost thing on top of it, this jack-o'-lantern. It is cute. And I liked this little house right next to it. And we did go to Kirklands before we went to Homegoods, but I didn't film anything in there because they didn't have Halloween displayed yet. We are back and we got some good stuff. So that Homegoods was awesome. There was like hardly anyone there on a Saturday, and they were fully stocked with tons of Halloween. So if you're in the area, I would recommend going there. They had a lot of good stuff. And we got something at Kirklands. It is June 20th. It's Sunday, and we're getting ready to head to Homegoods. We're getting ready to head to World Market and Michael's to see if they have anything new. I'm gonna try to film, and I'll show you anything that we get. And I also wanted to mention that I did post some of my old Inktober drawings on Redbubble. They're black and white, and they're based on the word of the day that's given during the challenge for the month of October. And I do plan on making some paintings, doing some paintings based on the drawings. I think I mentioned in a previous video, thinking about doing a bat painting, and I'm also thinking about doing a witch painting. So yeah, if you're interested, I'll show you some of the pictures here. And I'll also leave a link. I'll leave a link below if you're interested. But I'll probably end the video at the end after showing all the things that we got. And I do appreciate you liking, watching, subscribing. Thanks so much. And if you want to tell me everything that you guys are getting, that would be awesome. Feel free to comment. So, thanks again. Bye-bye. Have a good week. We did see some new things at Michael's. We saw these light up things that light up. They make some silhouettes on the wall, which were cool. And they had these new signs that they remind me of the Target ones. And then they had these lights for the yard. And they had these witches hats that I didn't really like the light on the top of them. It looked a little weird to me. I don't know. And then they had these fireplace mantle things. This blow mold was cool, but I think it was $100. And they finally had Spooky Town out at our store. We had gone a couple times before and they didn't have it out yet, so it was nice to see it out. We all really liked the arcade. I think we like the arcade the best. And this little one reminds me of Castle Grayskull or something from He-Man. Yeah, it's always nice to see these out, to really get a feel for what they do in person. I just love looking at them, but they're pretty expensive. I don't think I'll be getting any of these. They're really neat looking though. Spellbound books, terrible tales. I thought this little lamppost was cute. They had some metal signs that we hadn't seen before. Well, metal figures. And some new doormats. Bonjour. And this bat one with the moon lights up. And Haley really liked this one with the haunted house and the spooky ghosts. Be our ghost. Haunted home. These glass pumpkins were so pretty. That'd be really pretty for fall, all the way into Thanksgiving. It would be nice. They did have a lot of Thanksgiving stuff this time around. All these cute little fall food candles and drink candles were adorable. The little coffee with the coffee beans. And then the pumpkins on top of whipped cream. So cute. And more fall candles. They were all really neat. Pumpkins and sunflowers and mushrooms. And this section had the ceramic where you could paint them. And although they're cool, I don't know if I'll be doing anything like this after the gingerbread house nightmare last year. Those gingerbread houses took us much longer than we had planned. That's for sure. But I did like this witch one with the bats and the moon. And it is cool that they all light up. They also had these little packets of ghosts and pumpkins that were tiny and cute, little ceramic ones. And the ghost and pumpkin down there were cute too. And then they had wooden figures that light up also. And I'm sure these would be fun for kids too. I really liked this bat lantern. I don't see myself painting it, but I do like it. It was neat. And I bet it would glow nice on the wall if you put it next to a wall. And then some wooden signs, and they had spooky gingerbread house kits to paint. And like I said, I don't think we'll be doing these. Then they had these black canvas things that you could paint, which were really neat. That would be fun for kids. They were tiny. And then for adults, these paint by number kits, which were awesome. They had all different kinds, and they all look really neat. That might be fun to try. Then we went into this section where it looked like they were just starting to put stuff out. It was pretty empty to begin with. That was a wreath holder with a hand, which was funny. And the first dark line they came out with this year, they had a few things left and they were all on sale, it looked like for 70% off. They didn't have much of it, but they had some things. The black swan, they had a ballerina picture down there, well, costume. Then they had lots of metal pumpkins in this section. And they had this cool terrarium, but it was kind of off-center. I don't know if you can see that, but the bottom was a little bit off-center. And then they had these things, which were really neat, to put some mini things on. And I really loved this arch. I thought that was really cool. For a little spooky house. And there was a witch hat house right next to it, which was neat. It had a hanging spider. And they also had a whole fireplace, mini fireplace set up back there with a cauldron. And some birds. And more metal pumpkins, and they were just starting to put out their miniature things. So we'll have to go back soon and check out to see what else is being put out. This section was pretty empty. I liked those little vintage girls up there. And then they had these really cool like beaker sets, potion bottles. I'm not sure what you would call them, but they were neat looking. And some spooky florals. And some all different kinds of glass coffins, which I thought were really pretty. And then they had these jars that were filled with things that you could put in the coffins. There were skulls. And then some teeth. Gross. Some hearts. Some gross bugs. And tombstones. And legs. And more spooky florals. Then they had a lot of fall florals, and I don't remember seeing this dark blue color before. All the florals were really pretty. And they had some like glittery hay bales. Lots and lots of stuff for fall. Sunflowers and pumpkins. And they had these little animals. Some of them were fall and some of them were Halloween. Lots and lots of little creatures. A mummy, a bunny ghost. These cute little fall ones. A little pig. And squirrel, I think. And that guy tipped over. And here was some more fall florals. I really liked that dark blue color they used on some stuff. I thought it was really pretty. I was looking for one wreath hanger that I saw that had a moon and stars on it, but they didn't have that there. So maybe next time. And Haley liked this little bunch of flowers with the pumpkin. Some sunflowers with pumpkins. And I liked that dark blue sunflower. Chrysanthemums. And this section was all like pumpkins, Thanksgiving. Lots of Thanksgiving in this section, which is completely crazy to think about since it is July, but it is what it is. Gotta get stuff early before it's gone. Turkeys and pillows and pumpkins. And in this section, they had a lot of string lights. All different kinds of lights. They had pumpkin pie, pumpkins, mushrooms, sunflowers, acorns, leaves. And they all looked pretty neat. And lattes, it looks like. I thought these mushroom ones were really pretty. They kind of look like blown glass or something. And more stuff, more lights for the mantle. Haley got these acorn lights last year, and they're really cute. And we saw more leaves and pumpkins and dark florals, and then we made our way to World Market. And right when we walked in, we saw some pumpkin candles. They did have, the orange one was pumpkin spice. I'm not sure what the other ones were, but they were really cute looking. And the pumpkin spice, this one really smelled good. We saw another pumpkin spice candle, and it didn't smell the same as the other one. I liked the one in the pumpkin jar better. Then we saw some candle holders, which were pretty for fall. And I thought that this candle, this looked more Halloween to me, more like black and orange. And I thought that was pretty. Then they had some candles that were mushrooms and pumpkins, like really pretty glass. The candles were really pretty and different because you could take like the pumpkin, the whole pumpkin came off and the candle was underneath. And then I think the mushrooms, just the top came off the part of the mushroom. And then they had other candles that weren't fall or Halloween related. And some wreaths for the door. And then they had some lights to choose from, all different lights to choose from for your mantle or wherever you want to hang them. Some pumpkins and some ghosts and trees. And then they had this flamingo skeleton and a regular skeleton and a thumbs up skeleton hand. This bat candle holder was just like the fall one, but it had bats on it, which I thought was neat. And then they had these little skeleton figures. One was a jack-o'-lantern head, and they were doing yoga or meditating. And some terracotta jack-o'-lanterns in this area. And they had a frog and a skull down there. And I thought they light up, but I'm not positive. I know the tiny little jack-o'-lantern, this one, that was $7. That was a votive candle holder. And they had a little bat doormat down there. And then this section had a bunch of Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty with a jack-o'-lantern, lots of Hello Kitty mugs and cups. And these pumpkins were really pretty. And they were glass. I liked this little set of nesting dolls, Halloween nesting dolls. I think they were 20 bucks. They're cute for kids. And there's a bright green spider up there with black legs. And a towel, and this was window decals. They had some ghosts, some bats, pumpkins, a skeleton, and a gravestone in that collection. And they had some vintagey looking items like this cat where the legs hang down when you hang it up, and some eyeballs. And those witches' hats, they kind of fold out. And then this little garland, this ghost vintagey looking garland that glows in the dark. I don't know if you can see those witches' hats. And then they have the pillows and a skeleton that also hangs down, vintagey looking. Lots of different kind of candy candles. And I really liked the striped candles. I thought those were cute, and the ghost candles were adorable too. And then they have some spider candle holders and a bat candle holder and a blood candle on that side. And then these holographic type pumpkins were really neat, and they also had a ghost and some bright neon candles. Yeah, there's the ghost. And this, I think that was a towel, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. It might be a table runner. Then they had this end cap of wood, like haunted, spooky little houses type things, and an ice cream truck. And this was a little calendar, a little countdown to Halloween. And then some little metal wreath type things. And this was a table runner, little ghosts. And in this section they had a bunch of Halloween glasses and some mugs. They had this cute little ghost mug that I loved. I thought that was so cute. And some more mugs and bowls. And the glasses were pretty neat. We've been seeing these in a lot of places, but they had one that was, and down there was like a beaded table runner, which was really cool with cats. And another terracotta pumpkin, which was kind of gray. These are the glasses I was going to talk about. We've seen glasses like this, but this one has all different kinds of things on it. It has a pumpkin, a ghost, a bat, and a candy corn, which I like. I like that they have different things on them. Then they had some vampire wine. And they had these hanging figures. This reminds me of Spirit Halloween. I don't really remember seeing these here. Maybe they had them before. I'm not sure. The skeleton was cool. It has like a Ouija board on its face. And then I thought the ghost back there holding the pumpkin was really cute. And then there's some other things here. These really remind me of Spirit. I know Spirit has had these before. Makes me just want to go to Spirit Halloween. Then they had all kinds of really pretty pumpkins in this area. And cute little doormat with mushrooms. And this beaded table thing was really cute. And I loved this area with the pumpkins in the glass. They're so cute. Mugs, a bowl, a glass. Bella says good morning. So have you seen these in your area? I couldn't pass it up this time. It's so cool. Little moon up there. I know it's flashing different colors, which some people don't like, but I don't mind it. I'm so glad I got it. Haley picked up this Joanna Parker looking ghost in a pumpkin from Homegoods, and that was 15 bucks. And we got these sun pillows from World Market. They were on sale, and we ended up paying like 11 something for each. We also had a coupon for 25% off. Yeah, originally 30 bucks. Then Haley picked up the cat, the vintage cat, which goes for 10 bucks, but on sale. She got it on sale. And then the glow-in-the-dark garland, she also got, that's vintage. I think that was 13, but she got it on sale. And I had to get the mug. I have way too many mugs, but I couldn't pass it up. It was so cute. And it was $8. I think I paid 6 something for it. And this isn't Halloween related, but Haley bought this doormat, this gingerbread looking doormat for summer and spring. And that's usually 18, I guess. And finally, last but not least, we found the ghost painting at Kirklands. They didn't have any Halloween out, but it did show on the website that they had it in stock. So we had to ask someone, and they were able to pull it out from the back. And it's so worth it. It's so awesome. Haley did get a discount on it. I can't believe we found it. Look how spooky it is. Happy Halloween.